Welcome back to the Art of Planting Your Life. I'm here with Janice Sanders, who's in Silverton, Colorado, where she runs retail stores and is a mother as well as a grandmother, believe it or not. I'm Alix Rowland. I'm a realtor here in Durango, Colorado. We live about an hour away from each other. We haven't seen much of each other, though, lately because there's been a pandemic, as you may also have in your area. Hopefully, by the time you watch this video, I hope that the pandemic is not affecting your finances or your business anymore. But we want to talk today about where will we get good ideas, creative ideas to help us through difficult financial times.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn it over to Janice for a moment, and she can go a little bit deeper into why we want to talk about this topic and, why it's on our minds.
Yeah. So, I've been giving this a lot of thought because COVID-19 has really affected my businesses. First of all, we had to shut down our businesses and receive no income, and it's still going on. Like I have three stores. Two of them I was able to open at the end of May, and they were making some sales. But my third store, my flagship store, I opened it later, and even when I opened it, no income was coming in. So it's really made me think, what do I have to do? What kind of creativity do I need to make my business successful again? Because if it's coming from seeds, COVID-19 is coming from me, and the lack of creativity is coming from me too. So I'm curious about how I can use this COVID-19 to. And there's a lot, really. It's like, how can I find a new source, a new idea, and become that? And the idea of just appreciating others' creativity came to mind to me. How can I appreciate others' creativity and plant the seed for more creativity in myself? Alix, do you have any ideas about that?
Well, we need to plant the seeds to have a stable internet connection. I'm sorry, there was a little bit of a break in the internet from where I'm recording this COVID-19 video. But hopefully that won't disturb you all too much. So when our businesses are struggling because of an outside circumstance, I'm in real estate, and also the real estate market is very slow right now compared to a normal year. I think the old way of doing things is there's a limited amount of business being done in my town in real estate. So I would want to make sure that I am the one who gets the biggest share of that business possible. So I could go out, I could spend more money on advertising. I could make more phone calls to clients. I could start an advertising campaign, an email, sending emails out to everybody, and trying to make sure that anyone who's thinking about real estate is going to think about our real estate team. So do you think that that's going to work for me, Janice?
Oh, I think that would work really, really well, but only if you've loaded it with seeds. And Alix, you're a practitioner. How would you load that with seeds? Would you help somebody else, maybe? Help somebody else become more successful?
That's a good idea, Janice. So I think the first seed system method for how to have great ideas to build my business would be to help another business owner in town or another realtor figure out some good ideas about how to grow their business in this difficult time. So 4-step plan. Know that I want to have creative ideas to help my business. Find another business owner who is looking for creative ideas. Meet once a week and talk about our ideas and come up with ideas for the other person, maybe. So that is the third step. And the fourth step is to be happy about the seed that I planted by helping somebody else, especially at night before I go to bed.
That's great, Alix. I have a question for you. Alix, if I want to help somebody in my business, do I have to help someone who's doing the exact same sort of business as myself? Like if you want to help somebody in business, Alix, does it have to be another realtor? Or can you help someone in just business in general that'll plant the seeds for your success?
I think in some ways it's powerful to work with someone who is as wants the same thing as similar as you can find, but is certainly not necessary. It could be any kind of business. And there's also the power of the object. So if there's somebody who is in a bit of an emergency, maybe they've just started a new business, so it's even more difficult for them during this time. Or maybe they have, maybe they're a single mom with a lot of kids to support or something like that. So finding a business owner who is in great need could be a really good way of planting a powerful seed. But let me ask you a question, Janice.
Okay.
Just because I do a 4-step plan with somebody about creative ideas, does that guarantee that I'm going to have this creative idea rise up in my mind and pop open to save my business?
Well, if we think about the pen, you are planting a seed. But, the bottom line is, unless we do our coffee meditation, that seed for our own creativity is going to be there for who knows how long, but we want it to ripen really, really quickly. So we really need to jump up our coffee meditation, do it at night and do it at breakfast. So double up on our coffee meditation. But if we really want seeds for creativity, we can plant those seeds all day long. I have a guy who's always stacking rocks out here next to me, and he's being really creative. He's making really beautiful flower beds with this rocks, raised gardens of rocks. It's creative. So that I can notice his creativity and just be happy for him at that moment. Or if I'm in Durango, if I ever get down there again, I can walk by a gallery and see some amazing art and just be amazed by it and appreciate that person's creativity. Just more and more, the more and more we put our minds on other people's creativity and be happy for that, we're planting more and more seeds for our own creativity. And that's going to result in the seeds that you planted, Alix, to ripen much more quickly and much more strongly, regardless of who you're helping. And I like to think about that, because I want creative seeds. I need it right now.
Right. We need creativity on demand. And
Yes.
We can't predict when a seed is going to come. The example that we learned at the Sedona College when we were studying this level, do you remember what level it is? Level 10, maybe? Sorry.
Creative leadership.
Maybe it was 9.
Level 9. Sorry, guys.
So DCI level 9 is all
a seed for memory.
Yeah, it's all about creativity.
Yeah.
And we use the example of somebody who had a hit song, like a one-hit wonder, and you hear about people, or they wrote one novel and it was a great success, but they could never repeat that. Even though they set up the circumstances, maybe, you wanted to write a novel, so you rented a quiet house on the beach and sequestered yourself there for 3 months with no distractions, but you could sit there with the pen and paper and have writer's block. And not be able to push that seed out, right? Just strain to get that idea coming. So the really cool idea about how to get a good idea is that it takes a thought, a special kind of thought, to plant the most powerful seed for a good idea. And that's what Janice was talking about. That special thought is noticing the amazing creative ideas that are around us all the time.
Right. And really, that's what I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, is that I have these 3 businesses. 2 are working, 1 isn't. And 1, it's been my biggest business for decades. So I'm looking for a new seed because I'm a one-hit wonder. I can't keep doing the things I used to do and expecting the same success. So I'm very excited to be talking about this today because I want to plant seeds for creativity of how to redefine my business world so that I can have continued success. So I want to thank you for tuning in today and helping me to plant seeds, and helping, Alix, to you too, so we can talk about this so that I can continue planting seeds for more success in my businesses and in other areas of my life. So I'm very excited about this. Just a reminder just appreciate creativity anywhere I see it and do an immediate coffee meditation on it.
Yeah, that's great. One of the creative ideas I've seen recently is how much DCI is starting to go online. The Diamond Cutter Institute hasn't been able to tour because we can't cross international borders right now. So the management at DCI is coming up with all kinds of great ways to use the internet to be able to get out there and actually be able to reach more people and involve more people to be able to present and teach. And I think it's really going to take a difficult situation and make something extra beautiful out of it. So that's someone else's creative idea that I'm going to rejoice on, is how DCI is taking DCI to the internet.
Yeah, and they've had other programs, we have now the DiamondX Speakers online, and we'll be presenting a program there too that I hope when it comes up, you'll all tune into that. And then Yoga Studies Institute is doing the Master Patanjali's Yoga Sutra online. There's so many amazing programs and opportunities for us to have information that if we apply ourselves, we can really benefit from. And it all comes from someone's amazing creativity seeds. So we do have something to be really happy about.
Yeah. Great, Janice. Well, I think that's about all that we're going to say right now on this really big topic of where creative ideas come from and how we can make more of them. There was one thing, though, that you mentioned, Janice, before we started recording the video. And I think that this is important to remember during these times if you feel like your business is stressed. And that is that the success that we have access to is not limited. The example is like a pizza cut into 8 pieces. The old way of thinking is that if I get 1 piece, then there's only 7 more pieces left, and that we have to somehow fight over that pizza. But that idea it's really not correct. And when we use our wisdom, we think about the pen, we can come to realize that there is enough out there for all of us to do well, for all of us to have financial freedom.
It's really true. I mean, really, I love that idea of a pizza, and it's really set home in me. And I think it's what's brought me so much peace this week is that it's unlimited. I mean, I can be successful and everyone else can be too. And that's the whole point of DCI. When we understand that everything we do is coming from seeds that we plant by what we think, do, and say, we can start planting the seeds for our success, our peace of mind, for anything we want. And that's the whole goal of DCI, just to plant what we want, and it's unlimited. So hang on to that.
Yeah, let's be creative about creating creative ideas for abundance for everybody in our world.
I love it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Janice, so much. Thanks you all for tuning in, and we'll see you in our next video. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, bye-bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.